All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's live Q&A. I'm super excited to be on here today for our weekly Saturday e-commerce entrepreneurship Q&A. So for today's live Q&A, we're going to be talking about the top 5 biggest mistakes that people make with Shopify. And these mistakes I've seen over and over and over. And actually, I used to, like when I was first getting started with my Shopify journey, I actually started with Amazon first. And then 1 year after that, after I brought my Amazon business to a good income, then I actually went into Shopify, largely because I wanted to master both e-commerce businesses like Amazon and Shopify. So I actually knew about these mistakes when I was starting out, and so like when I was starting out, I was like, okay, I gotta create a strategy that is so opposite of what the entire YouTube world teaches, that is so different than what everybody teaches on YouTube, because back then everybody was teaching the same, like I don't know, when I was starting out, one big thing that I was always wondering is like, how are these YouTubers preaching and saying that like you can make money just throwing up like a fidget spinner or something on, or solar eclipse glasses at the time in 2017. Those were really big. So anyway, that was like at the beginning. And obviously since then, through Ecom Freedom, and we have a member base of over 15,000 people today that have gone through our courses. I've seen a lot of people that have made the same mistakes over and over again, and so I'm making this live Q&A/video to prevent you from making those same mistakes. So as usual, welcome to everybody who has joined. If you just joined, let me know where you're from. I always like to see where everybody's from, what countries. One great thing about online business that I always say is that you can really do this from anywhere in the world. You can start this, you can become successful from anywhere. Not everybody will be successful, but not everybody also is fit. Not everybody gets fit in the gym. Not everybody is in shape. It's the same thing. I think we humans forget we forget reality, The truth is about business and about entrepreneurship is that no, not everybody will succeed. But I really believe, and I can tell you from my own experience, I really believe, having come from nothing, having come from a very, let's just say, very regular means, someone who was born outside of North America, someone who grew up in with immigrant parents, an immigrant family, I can tell you that I am proof that it is possible to succeed through entrepreneurship today in 2021. And like I said on the last live Q&A, one big thing that the internet has done, the internet decentralized success. Actually, I said this in our Ecom Freedom Q&A last Sunday. What I mean by that, it's really interesting. So if you look at like the world today, most people have internet, right? I'm not talking about like the super poor countries that don't have internet, but most people have internet. And because you have internet, now people across the world have opened up these massive opportunities to themselves, even like e-commerce, even like making a YouTube channel, becoming an influencer, all these things. These opportunities now exist because of the internet. And so really anybody can get rich. Anybody can achieve success and become financially abundant nowadays. So that's what I mean by the internet as decentralized success. Like I can tell you, I didn't have many mentors. When I started out with my e-commerce journey, I picked e-commerce because I just wanted to figure out a way to make money while traveling. It was always my dream. I was always stuck in Toronto, Canada. That's where I was. I was always stuck in Toronto, Canada for the first 20 years of my life. Obviously, like I traveled with parents and every now and then and stuff, but like I never actually went to the places I wanted to go. Like most people are stuck, right? And so I just wanted a life that was different than the status quo. I just wanted something different. And I was looking for opportunities at the time. And at the time, I found out about e-commerce. And at the time, I also started reading a lot of books. Like as you can see, these are just some of the books. These are not the books that I read when I was starting out. Actually, Elon Musk I read. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, How to Win Friends. Like in 2017 was really the year that I started. I picked e-commerce because at the time I was like, okay, I actually saw this guy, 21 years old. His name was Tanner J. Fox on YouTube. I'm sure that you guys know, if you've been around for a long time, then you know who I'm talking about. He actually, he succeeded with Amazon. And then what he did was he released the course on YouTube, and he was showing off like his Lamborghini, that like, hey guys, I have a Lamborghini with my Amazon business. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Like he has a Lamborghini, from his Amazon business. That's awesome. And then obviously when he released this course, he became even more successful. And so that showed me, like me and my buddy, we actually took his course and we took other people's courses as well at the time. Like none of those, if you look, like I don't think Tanner makes videos anymore. Like none of them make videos anymore because, well, the truth is that we at Ecom Freedom, like the company that I've built, we've really become the top platform for learning Amazon FBA and Shopify, at least the longest running as well. The most amount of members that we have. I have the most viewed e-commerce videos on the internet now at this point, sharing things that I've learned along my own e-commerce journey. And I'm still on my e-commerce journey, guys. Like I'm really much on my e-commerce journey. There are so many things happening outside of what you see on my YouTube channel. As you can see, I haven't actually created videos for like a month. It's mostly been just these YouTube live Q&As. And the reason why is because these YouTube live Q&As, I do them because it's like easy. I come on every Saturday, and I can communicate with you guys, answer your questions. And then as well, I'm an entrepreneur. Like I know that I'm an influencer, and I know that like I'm an entrepreneur. This is my trade. This is it's in my blood. It's just what I am. And so because I'm an entrepreneur, I focus on building business, specifically in my circle of competence, which means e-commerce. E-commerce is the thing that I have mastered, and I'm still mastering. Like the process of mastery never ends, right? So what I've been doing recently is, so last year I really focused on growing our team here at Ecom Freedom, making the courses the best that they can be, and just really getting our students results. And so we're still doing that. And then now, that I've built an amazing team, now that we've launched the course platform, and now that really we're hitting this new level where, we have such an amazing rating on Trustpilot. We have a 4.1 out of 5, which for a course business is a great rating. Obviously we're working on getting that up, and we will. We're going to get up to 4.5, 4.6 as soon as I finish updating the Shopify course. That's what I've been doing. I've been writing the box set for Shopify, but also I am all in on e-commerce and how that looks like. So myself, I have two e-commerce brands that I am growing. I can't talk about them yet, but they're fully 100% mine. And these are brands. One is in the travel space and one is in the food space. And so these are brands that I am developing products from scratch with a product designer. And so we've been doing that for a while. We haven't launched to market yet. It's like a long process, right, when you're developing a product. So that's what I've been doing. And then also me and my team in the Ecom Freedom VC, which is our investment fund where we invest into e-commerce businesses. We have, I think, 6 or 7. We have 6 or 7 e-commerce brands that we're partnered up with, where we own a stake, we own equity in it, and then we are helping them basically one-on-one, helping them grow their businesses. Most of them are actually being launched on Amazon right now. I think I really prefer Amazon. I know that that's like a shocker for everybody, especially since it's a Shopify live Q&A. The reason, I wouldn't say I prefer, Shopify is great. Shopify is a fantastic company, and Shopify is a great tool for starting an e-commerce business. And it's a great, if you're trying to get started from scratch, it's a great way to start an e-commerce business as well. And I always say, I know I get this question, and I know someone in the live Q&A, I'm not looking at it right now, but someone in the chat is like, Dan, what should I start, Amazon or Shopify? And the truth is look, it's a preference. Myself, I started with Amazon. The reason I started with Amazon is because it's the one that I vibe with more, and I was like, you know what? It's going to be easier for me to just get my product up on Amazon, learn the process of getting a product up, branding it well, just really creating a good offer, finding the right product, and then launching it. And then all I have to worry about is keeping it ranked on page 1. I don't have to worry about many other things apart from that, like running Amazon PPC. But on Shopify, I avoided it at first because I was really, I looked at Shopify and I'm like, okay, I got to figure out how to make a nice website. I got to figure out how to run these ads, which running cold Facebook ads was the biggest, I think it's one of the scariest things to learn when you're a complete beginner, because you're spending money on these Facebook ads that you just learned last week, and you have no idea what you're doing. You have no idea what is going on. Obviously, this is where a course helps and stuff. But regardless, that's why I picked Amazon. So anyway, I'm rambling now. But basically what I'm saying is that, I probably prefer Amazon, especially if you're starting something from scratch. But the 2 brands that I'm working on right now that are entirely mine, when we're actually going to launch both on Shopify and Amazon at the same time, just because I have the capital and I have the team to do it. So yeah, by the way, side note, if you want between 1 and 10K as an investment, you want to partner up with myself and my team. And what I mean by my team is there's, my company, Ecom Freedom, there's 15 of us. I believe, maybe like 16 now if you include like contractors and stuff, but 17 probably. And so 6 of us, we have active e-commerce brands, and we are basically doing millions with e-commerce, and we're putting that knowledge together to really create the best courses for you, and as well the best coaching, the best mentorship, and also growing brands. Our company mission is to create the e-commerce brands of the future, and so the next step in that is investment in e-commerce businesses. So the goal is to basically through Ecom Freedom VC, partner up with new entrepreneurs and invest in those businesses. And then also, my big goal is to actually create a massive e-commerce company where we're going to start by buying Amazon and Shopify businesses. And then we're also going to do funding. So we're also going to do something like Clearbank, if you guys are familiar, which is like an inventory funding type of company where they basically fund your marketing spend and stuff. Because one of the biggest issues with e-commerce businesses is cash flow. Most people that have e-commerce businesses, they struggle with that just because you always have money tied up in inventory. Like a lot of us right now, investing in the fourth quarter products right now, like hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in inventory that's just locked up there, tied up, right? But you can't make money without it. So anyway, that's the next step. The next step, the big goal is to really create like a Procter & Gamble of e-commerce. If you guys know Procter & Gamble, one of the biggest consumer brands in the world, Procter & Gamble, they actually, what they did was they own a bunch of brands in America and also around the world, and they acquired, a bunch of those brands. And this is like Procter & Gamble did it in retail, right? So like in, just like Johnson & Johnson, right? Like the baby powder, and that's just one of the things that they sell. I think they got sued for some reason recently. There's like a class action against that. I don't know. That baby powder went on my butt when I was a kid, so like I'm fine. It turned out great. But what I was saying was, that's the goal. The goal is to transform Ecom Freedom. Continue, changing students' lives with the best mentorship, the best courses, and then also to just basically create the e-commerce brands of the future. And I'm super excited about that. We're doing it. We're really ramping up. The new company for ecom acquisitions, I'm not going to talk about it yet. I mean, I'm not going to say the name or anything because it's just in the beginning stages, but I'm really excited about it. So I'm excited to share all of that with you. But let me see the chat. I know that you guys have been, yeah. I think it was cancer. You guys need me to turn up the mic. All right, let me turn up the mic. Yo. Hi from Pakistan. Hey. You're so honest. I'm reading the comments, guys. There we have someone from France. We have Mario from France. Someone said fake ass live. Don't think it's a fake ass live. Money brings happiness. You can see how happy Dan is. Hey, we all have our challenges. I think balance is the most important thing. I would say that, yes, I'm very happy. I think that happiness comes from doing what you're meant to be doing in your life and being on your mission and waking up excited for the day. And the only way that you can wake up excited for the day is if you are looking forward to the future in your life. I think most people are not looking forward to the future. I think most people they get stuck in the routine and the day by day and the day to day. And so obviously in that case, that would be a big cause of unhappiness. I also wanted to, before I get to the 5 mistakes here, and by the way, after that, we're going to do questions and answers time. I wanted to touch on something about how times are changing. So right now we are living in a very interesting time. And if I look at, I'm 25 years old, right? So, and I know many of you will agree with what I'm about to say. I'm 25. If I look at the first 23, 24 years of my life, like I'm talking pre-2019, pre-pandemic, things were a certain way. The world was a certain way. And then, when the pandemic happened, obviously everything changed. One of the big things that changed was the demand for e-commerce products. So the demand for e-commerce products just skyrocketed, went super high up. And obviously, because I was well positioned with that, I mean, all of my businesses, they're within e-commerce. Like I don't have a single business that's not in e-commerce. Everything that I'm doing is either selling products online or selling e-commerce courses or investing in e-commerce products or making YouTube videos about e-commerce. Like everything is to do with e-commerce. So in 2020, I really, really benefited because I was already well positioned for that. And I wanted to say, I think that right now we're living in this time where there's so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity, especially in a few key trending industries. So like one of those would be e-commerce, obviously. Why? Okay. I mean, I don't really have to explain this, but I'll explain it anyway, for those people that aren't convinced that e-commerce is the future. If we look at the percentage of all products that are bought online right now, I don't know the exact statistic, but I'm just going to say, I think it's about 20%. I think so. I might be totally wrong. It might be 10, it might be 30, but it's about, I think 20, like 24 or something. I checked last time I checked. There was a statistic that I read that by the year 2040, which is in 19 years, over 90% of all products will be purchased online. And I think with the rise of Amazon, with the rise of 2-day shipping, with Amazon Prime, and the fact that you can just I can go online and I can order something and it's going to be at my doorstep either tomorrow or in 2 days or even that night in some places, many places now, Amazon is always expanding. That's just unbeatable. Why would anybody get in the car and waste their time and waste gas money and go stand in line at a store where there's like germs everywhere, right? Because obviously now people are very conscious of that. So I think, and also I personally think that what we've seen with what's going on in the world is just a preview of what will happen. And I'm an optimist. I'm not a pessimist. I'm an optimist. I've studied a lot of history and I've studied a lot of, like I said, like I'm not from North America. I was raised in Canada, but my parents grew up in communist Russia. And so, that was only like 50, 40 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, right? That communist Russia existed and communism was really like big. And so where I'm going with this is that in the future, like right now, there's this amazing opportunity. You can go and you can build an e-commerce business. You can really build something like a multi-million-dollar business if you want that you'll be able to keep growing and keep for the rest of your life or even sell or whatever, right? Like you really have an opportunity. And right now the ground is level. Like the starting ground is level. Anybody can start. You don't need a degree. You don't need previous experience. I started all this without a degree, without experience. All I just had was the will to learn. Like you can take an amazing course, and I'm not saying this because I'm selling a course. Like it's just the truth. Like when I started, I took courses. How else are you going to learn? I mean, I have amazing YouTube videos. I know a lot of people, you'd be surprised. A lot of people, they send me emails. They're like, dude, your videos are so good. Like I don't even need your courses stuff. And like, okay, I get that. But there's value in mentorship and there's value in Ecom Freedom itself, which, I'm not going to get into right now, but what I'm saying is that everything is learnable, right? You can learn it. And if you actually start today, like if you stop procrastinating, most people procrastinate, they can't, right? They just can't start. If you stop procrastinating and if you get going with your business, you will be, it's the best thing that you can do. Like it's the best thing you can do. If you're watching this video right now, you're watching this live, well, get started. Get started. A lot of people, they fall for cryptocurrency, and that's fine if you're interested in that. But for example, cryptocurrency, it's not a business. You're trading. It's a skill. And you have no control over whether Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever goes up or down. Okay, so that's an example. You're not going to go start a physical business. So in terms of online businesses, what are you going to do? Consulting? I was in Bali recently. Do you know how many coaches there were in Bali? Like how many people were self-proclaimed coaches of I don't even know what. And I'm like, okay, these people obviously, they were just like me. They were searching when they were starting, some kind of online business that they can do that would give them freedom. And Jesus Christ, I was so shocked at the amount of coaches in Bali. And I'm talking about tourists, like not like, Balinesian locals. And there were coaches on everything. I remember there was a girl that I saw like on Instagram, and she was in Bali, and she was like a feminine energy coach. And there was a coach on very obscure, very, very like complex things. And I'm like, I'm just here at e-commerce and I'm chilling, and I'm saying this arrogantly but humbly, making millions of dollars, all good, cushy, and just chilling, because I got off my ass in 2017 because I actually got started. Um, and I kind of took the opportunity. When you see an opportunity in your life, when you see a gate that opens, a door, a path, that path is not going to stay there forever. That path will disappear. The gate will close one day and the opportunity will be gone. That's how life works. And it's for everything in your life. It's for business, like business opportunities. It's for relationships. It's for, if you have a person that you're like in love with or whatever, everything. Like even your parents, like love your parents, because you don't know, nothing is guaranteed. Like they might be gone tomorrow, right? You might be gone tomorrow. So my point is, look, the best thing you can do is get started. We give you the tools. My channel has the best e-commerce content, and I mean, I can say it has the most amount of views. So I'm going to trust the YouTube algorithm on this and say that it's the best. And also, I would say, yeah, Ecom Freedom, great place to start. We have discounts below. All the both of the course prices will be going up to $2,000 because there's a box set. There's mentorship. We invested heavily into our own course platform. So we're really ramped up our operations, and we're really focused on getting people results. Like paying the price now, it's $800 for Amazon. There's a free trial, 7-day free trial, so there's not even like a risk. And then $500 for Shopify. Paying $800 to learn everything you need to know to start a business that in 1 year will be making you $50K a year, $75K a year, $100K a year in sales, and then you take like 40% of that in profit. Okay, that's $40,000. You invested $800 in your time, and then in 1 year you got $40K out in profit. So it's a no-brainer, upside downside. And then going back to what I was saying about like the time that we're living in, I think that in the future, because of what happened, I think there will be a war. Just like history repeats itself, right? Like, let's not be naive. There probably will be a war, and it's probably going to be big. And I don't know if it's a shooting war. I don't know what it's going to be. But I'm saying that I just really feel that in the future, it's not going to be as easy to do this as it is now. We might have a massive mega market crash. It's better to make your money now before the market crash than it is to start in the market crash, right? It's better not to wait until the last second. It's better to start when times are good. And right now, we had the shortest recession on record. Last year, we had a 70-day recession, I believe, which is shocking, obviously, because of the massive stimulus money that the government printed. If you guys know, the government in the States and governments around the world, in Canada as well, in Europe, they've been printing money left and right. And so people have their pockets full of money. So like now is the time. Everyone's buying stuff online. Now is the time to get started, right? Before the world blows up again. Because next time I don't think it's going to be beneficial for e-commerce personally. So I'm reading the comments now. How much do you bench press? I bench press like 300 pounds. Josh, what's up, Josh? What's up, Raluca? Super happy to see you on here. Yeah, okay. Let's talk about the 5 mistakes. I know that I've talked a lot about various subjects today. Let's talk about the 5 mistakes. The 5 mistakes people make with their Shopify business. Before that, I'm just going to have some water. No, it's not protein. I already had my protein. I did a nice arm workout today. I put it up on my Instagram. Well, I didn't put up the workout. I just put up like a little gym thing. So, 5 mistakes people make with e-commerce. And I tried to really think of like the 5 top mistakes. So the first mistake, and this is the mistake that really is like by far the biggest. And if you don't make this mistake, you're going to eliminate 80% of your problems. Number 1, not focusing on creating a great offer. Most people don't even know what an offer is. There's a guy on YouTube, Alex Hermosi. I'm going to shout him out. I really like his content. And he's a CEO of Gym Launch, I believe his company is. And so they're not in e-commerce. They do consulting for gyms, and he has like a course and stuff. Anyway, he always talks about how to create great offers. He actually just launched a book I think it's called $100 million Offers. And I'm like listening to the audio version, and it's really, really great. I'm really enjoying it. And the reason why I'm recommending him, other than his amazing content, is because he always talks about creating a great offer. And I've talked about this a lot as well on my YouTube channel. When you are starting a Shopify store or a Shopify brand, you are the only thing you should focus on is how can I create a great offer with a product that I found. It's not about doing product research, using the techniques, finding a product, and then just like, okay, I'm just gonna slap a logo on it. I'm just gonna, create some nice packaging, and then we'll be good to go. It's not how it works. If you do that, you are offering nothing to the customer. So on Shopify and with e-commerce, everybody, most people, unless you have an audience from before, most people are starting with zero audience, so you're relying on ads. And Facebook ads, for example, they're brutal. Facebook ads are brutal, and it's the truth. They're not forgiving. It's a steep learning curve. Don't even try. Honestly, don't even try without at least watching my videos, and then getting into Shopify Freedom, especially with the massive update we're about to release with the best bulletproof Facebook ads module on the planet, as well as Google ads and YouTube ads and everything. You're going to get access to that if you join today. As soon as it's out, it's going to be out soon. Basically, ads are unforgiving, and if your offer sucks, if your product is a copy paste of someone else with no differentiation, with no uniqueness to it, you are going to suffer, and your ads will be an epic fail. And you're going to think, a lot of people think that, oh, it's my ads suck. It's actually not your ads. Most people, they look at their ads manager and they're like, how do I find the best interest, and how do I find the best this, and my CPM and all this. It's not about that. It's about your offer. It's about your website. Give your website a hard look first. Most of the problems, I guarantee, are coming from your website. And so, as I am building my own brands right now, and I've done millions of dollars in sales on Shopify with Shopify brands before, and so that has led me to where I am today, where I'm developing products from scratch, like I said, with my two brands, because I really am focused on creating an amazing offer, something that is unique, but not reinventing the wheel. I'm not creating some brand new market, some brand new product, right? And again, it's not something that I would have done when I was a beginner, because the amount of money it takes to develop a product from scratch is in the tens of thousands of dollars minimum. For the product that we're developing in the travel brand that I'm doing, it's like 30 to 50K just to develop one product. So that's how it is, right? But anyway, how do you create a great offer? The biggest thing is when you're doing product research, this brings us to mistake number 2. People invest into gimmicky and fad products, and they don't focus on finding products that actually solve problems and give value. So when you're doing product research, look for products that actually provide value. They give real value, they solve real problems, and they're not just gimmicks and fads that random crap that you find on AliExpress. You don't want your store to look like just like an online version of the Dollar Tree. You don't want your store to look like an online version of Dollar General, the dollar store, or Dollarama in Canada, right? You want to really create a brand. Example, Snow. Snow, Josh Snow, he created Snow Teeth Whitening. That's one of the most popular Shopify stores, one of the biggest Shopify stores, a brand that is worth the hundreds of millions of dollars. And the reason why he succeeded so much is because he really focused on creating an amazing offer. And then later on, he partnered up with celebrities and influencers and stuff like that. And honestly, massive respect to him. It's funny because, and this is me being fully transparent, I would have been able to do the exact same thing as him if I wasn't doing YouTube, and if I wasn't building Ecom Freedom, building up this team, and really focusing on creating the best courses as well as running e-commerce businesses. Now that we're here, now I'm really focused on creating a brand that is of Snow's level, and then also not just that, with my team we are investing in others as well, and we're growing them together. So massive respect to him, but he really created a great brand. And I'm sure that when he was doing product research, he found the teeth whitening device, and he didn't just put together a sloppy Shopify store. He really thought about, he really did market research. So he went, I think he had a lot of knowledge from he had a dentist who was a friend of his, or he had been going to dentists a lot because he had jaw surgery. And so, he would always be talking to the dentist and stuff. So he was doing market research, and he also was asking his friends. I think he was asking I'm pretty sure that he like went and he asked people about what they thought of his product and what they thought of the brand and stuff. So that's something really important. When you're doing product research, look for products that you can actually create a brand out of, that you're interested in creating a brand out of, that you're like, wow, this clicks, I like this. And then you want to make sure that the offer has a USP. So a USP means a unique selling proposition. What that means, just fancy business school words, it just means that it's something that makes your offer different from everything else available on the market. So that could be, for example, your product. Like on Shopify, a lot of people, they want to start off with drop shipping. And obviously when you're drop shipping, you're limited to the products you can find on AliExpress, right? And I think that if you have a starting budget below $800, $1,000, you definitely should start off drop shipping. Even though you can't get a logo, even though you can't get custom packaging, right? If you find a good enough product that you just really focus in on the branding part, and then that makes up most of your offer, and your branding is unique, like it's still good, but it's not like unique for the sake of being unique. It's like actually good, then it'll work. But that's only if you have a starting budget below $1,000. If you have a starting budget above $1,000, like $2,000, $3,000, you definitely should not be starting off with drop shipping. You should be purchasing product in bulk. And that's where you can actually request a modification. So you can do like a design change. You know, nowadays, all the information is available online. You can go on Amazon and you can read negative reviews for any product, and you can see exactly what people are not enjoying about any particular product. And so you can go and you can leverage that to really create a great offer for people and really create a great brand out of that. So that's like the first two mistakes. Number one, not focusing on creating a great offer. Something important as well to consider when you're creating an offer is whether it's going to be a premium brand, whether it's going to be a more affordable brand, right? So the price, like, let's say all the main competition is selling product at $50, and let's say that that's like an entry level price. It's not like, it's just a normal price. Well, you can go and you can do like a premium brand, and you can target the higher tier of income earners in that market. And so you can, price your product maybe at $99 to double the price, $120. So you can be like a premium brand, and vice versa, right? So there are different ways that you can do this. But the thing is, guys, with entrepreneurship, everybody's looking for a formula, and everybody's looking for a step-by-step way, like just tell me what to do and I'll do it. The closest thing you have to that is my videos, my courses, our courses that we have in Ecom Freedom. Links for that are below with free trial. But at the end of the day, in entrepreneurship, you have to brainstorm and you have to do market research. You have to find 5 people that are likely to go and buy your product. They're like the type of people that would buy your product, and ask them, ask them honestly, like, hey, I'm planning on doing this. Do you think this is stupid? Do you think this is good? Do you think this is valuable? Give me some tips. What would you like to see in a brand, like in this brand that I'm starting? Right. So that's something very, very, very valuable. Let me see the chat. Also, I lost my mouse, which is very interesting. Oh, because it's on my other screen. Okay. Well, I guess I lost my mouse. So we are going, oh, there, I found it. But it's on my monitor. My monitor is under this desk. But yeah, those are the first two. Mistakes. Mistake number 3, not being realistic about your costs. People think that they can start $1 million Shopify business for like $500. Like, guys, be realistic. Like, if you haven't noticed, the reason why I have the most viewed videos for e-commerce, or the reason why people love my content so much, is because I'm real with you. I don't sugarcoat things. I could go out there and show off Lamborghinis and all this other crap and do unethical things to get you guys to buy my courses. But the way that I make money, and the way that I know, like the way that I'll always make money in my life, is through e-commerce itself, and through real business, and through that, right? And the courses are always like a side, it's like something on the side. It's just one income stream, right? And so that's how I've always looked at it. But what I was saying is that, yeah, not being realistic about costs. A lot of people think that that you can really like start something here with like $800 and then turn it into like $1 million in the first year. And like, yes, that's possible. But look, like, e-commerce is a cash intensive business. I say this in every video. And what that means is that, like, if you are starting, let's say, with $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, well, you're going to have to use that money for product inventory, ad cost on Shopify, store setup, so the apps and all that, and buying a theme if you're going to buy a theme, stuff like that, right? So there's a lot of setup costs involved in starting a business, and you can't expect to pull out profit from your first month of sales. Let's say you're successful, you made let's say $10,000 in sales in your first month or second month. Like, you can't expect to pull out anywhere near that amount. You're gonna have to reinvest in your business for at the very least the first 3 to 5 months, like, unless you're making some ridiculous amounts of money. Then you can start pulling money out. The most successful e-commerce brand owners are people who consistently reinvest everything for their first year. And so that's where a lot of people are like, screw this. That means I have to stay on my 9 to 5 for a year. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that, of course, you can pull money out like I did when I started. I pulled money out when I started my Amazon business in 2017. I pulled out money because I went from like $1,800 to $32K a month in sales, right? But I still had to reinvest money, and my costs were all over the place. I had no idea what was going on. Just like any entrepreneur, I had no clue. But I always somehow came up with the money to reinvest in product inventory. And a lot of people, they take money out, they're successful, like, woohoo, like, I'm traveling, but they don't have the money to reinvest in their product inventory, and so they get stuck, and they're like, wow, this sucks, like, you know what I mean? So be realistic about your costs. Know that you're starting a real business. This is, again, and I hate that I have to say this, but this is not some get-rich-quick scheme. Like, this is not that. I don't even think there is, like, I can't even think of a single get-rich-quick scheme that, like, that actually works. I would say that, because the nature of get-rich-quick schemes is that they're scams. They don't work, right? So e-commerce, all it is you're starting a retail business. You're starting a physical products business, except instead of opening your own store on the street and being open for like 12 hours a day or 14 hours a day, instead you are leveraging the power of the internet, and you are leveraging the fact that you can reach anybody in the world at any time through ads. And also organically as well, like, there's ways. Mistake number 4, not having your offer and your site and your ads dialed in before starting your ads. Like I said previously, most of the time it's not your ads that suck, it's your offer. So your product, like, the best offers are no-brainer offers. So you always want to create your first offer with you that's going to launch your brand. You want it to be like a no-brainer offer. You want people to go on your store and not even have to think twice about buying. You want them to come on your store and be like, that's it, credit card, let's go. I want this product immediately. That's how you want it to be. And obviously, a lot of people, if you've started a store and your offer is not like that, well, think about ways to make it a no-brainer offer. There's always something you can do. You can bundle products. You can do, like, sales every now and then. The price has to be right. Things like that. You have to incentivize people to buy, because incentives are everything. That's mistake number 4. Not having your offer, site, and ads. Not having your offer and site dialed in before starting ads. Sorry. And then mistake number 5. I already covered this, but not doing market research. So not going out there and asking 5 people in your friends and family, or even people that you don't know if you don't have a lot of friends or family. Not asking 5 people about your brand idea. Literally go up, find 5 people. It can be online or in person. I'm sure that you have, at least somebody, right? There's somebody that, maybe your neighbor. I don't know. And they don't, by the way, really important, they can't just be anybody. They have to be people that are interested in your niche. So for example, if you're going to launch a barbecue brand that's for like barbecue accessories, you want to go up and ask people that are interested in barbecue. And it just so happens that, I'm guessing, that barbecue, like the main demographic for barbecue brands, people that buy barbecue brands, probably middle-aged men, like dads and stuff like that, 1, 2, 3 kids. Average income, average to high income, right? So you want to go and find 5 guys like that and ask what they think about your product and your brand and your idea and your USP. You want to make sure that you have a strong USP, unique selling proposition, when you are starting your brand. Those are the 5 mistakes. Let's get to the Q&A. I know that I've spoken a lot already, but I like doing this. It's really good to be able to talk to you guys. We have 132 people on the stream right now, which is awesome. It's really sick. All right, guys, let's Dan's been hitting the gym. Yes, I have. Now I'm cutting. Why is someone spamming this random program in my... All right. Guys, questions. Your questions. Anything about about Amazon, not Amazon, sorry, Shopify. Shopify, this is a Shopify video. We're going to keep it to Shopify. So anything about Shopify, e-commerce, entrepreneurship, mindset, anything you guys want, let's go. I've been on here for 40 minutes. I'll be on here for a while. So really curious what attribution setting you use in your Facebook ads. So it depends. It depends on the sales cycle. So for some of our brands, we have 1 day. For some of our brands, we have 7. It really depends. You have to see what's working best for you, and you have to think about, like, okay, if I'm gonna have it on 7 days, well then, are people gonna go? They're gonna see my ad. They're not gonna buy it, but then I'm hitting them on Instagram organically, and then they might go and buy from my Instagram, and then the ads manager might register it as a sale. So every single brand has its own winning playbook. There is no universal, formula that works for every single brand. You got to test. How much money you need to realistically start a business on Shopify? Love the question, Angela. So I actually made a video on this as well. But to answer your question, I would say realistically, there's 2 ways. For dropshipping, you can start with 1,000. If you have a higher starting budget, 2,000, 3,000, you can order in bulk. And ordering in bulk is better. But I would say, we've had lots of people succeed starting off with dropshipping and then going off to purchasing in bulk. And then we had lots of people succeed who just went straight to bulk orders. What's the main value of Shopify Freedom? 110%. I'm not even going to say okay, yes, you have every single step fully updated from people on our team that, including myself, that, literally made this their life, that run brands successfully. Our head of Shopify, Josh Bach, was one of my earliest students in 2019. He joined Shopify Freedom, and he actually succeeded. He has a few brands. Each one of his brands, he just sent me one of his brands, doing 8K a day, another one doing 6K a day. So huge thanks for the answer. Yeah, no problem, Ben. So the main value is, other than the step-by-step, other than the Facebook community, the main value is the mentorship by far. We have the best mentorship program in the game. I'm still doing the mentorship. I still do the calls. A lot of people, after 4 years of running courses, they wouldn't be doing bi-weekly mentorship calls, or they wouldn't even be doing any mentorship calls, the CEO. But me being the CEO, I know how valuable it is for people to be able to speak to me and to ask me questions. So yeah, the main benefit is the mentorship. Also, there's just so much. There's so much that you get. And if you're serious about this, getting in is going to be the best decision that you make, and you're going to look back and it's going to be, I guarantee, it's going to be the best decision that you've made in your entire life. I will say, and I said this before, I am working hard on bringing you guys an amazing Shopify update. I'm refilming the entire course. So if you join today, the course that you see today, that's the one that I'm updating. So it's not updated yet. You can still get started. But then, in a few weeks, as you're getting your journey, as you're getting started with your journey, then you'll be able to access. We're going to push the new update, and there's going to be a box set with it as well. So that for now, I'm still working on that. But we're always just trying to trying to bring our students results and trying to really stay the best as we ourselves are acquiring and growing our own e-commerce brands. Do you advise to avoid products that have already been established by huge stores? No, not at all. Not at all. If you see a product out there, it doesn't automatically mean that you can't sell it. Like I said, if you make a great offer with it, then you can sell it. And I believe you can make a great offer with almost every product other than massage guns, and fidget spinners and Poppet ADHD concentration toys. Actually, maybe even with that you can. But that's a trend, right? And like I said, avoid trends. Are you talking about the dropshipping course, the one where you show how to set everything up? Start with it this week. I'm talking about Ecom Freedom, Shopify Freedom, the one that you pay for. It's in the description. You have $5K to start, Shopify or Amazon. Me, Amazon, but only because I like the process of Amazon better for a beginner. But for a more experienced person, actually, I like Shopify. Again, it's just preference. Do the courses offer ways to scale your business? Yes. We've had many people that have joined and with existing Amazon and Shopify businesses, and they actually learned a lot of things and they were able to scale their business significantly as well. Because, like I said, the biggest benefit of our courses is apart from the step-by-step, you get all the latest, all the steps you need, everything you need. Nothing is left unsaid. You get mentorship from not one, not two, not three, not four, but I think, including me, there's $5 million Amazon and Shopify brand owners. By $1 million, doing more than $1 million per year in sales. Okay? And I think that if you were in any of our shoes, if you're watching this live and you were doing $1 million a year in sales, you would be damn happy. I can guarantee it. So that's definitely one of the main benefits for sure, probably if not the main benefit. We also we also invest in e-commerce brands, Ecom Freedom VC. Again, if you need an e-commerce brand idea, so I'm gonna post it here. But if you want 1 in 10K, you can apply as well. As you can see, guys, I love it. I love e-commerce. I love business. I love this. I love being able to really build something huge that not only helps people through the courses, but also that is like real big business. That's what we're doing. Is the next step that I talked about. Is we're going to be basically owning and running multiple e-commerce brands and really creating the e-commerce brands of the future ourselves. And then through the knowledge that we're gaining there, and we're already doing it, but through the knowledge that we're gaining, we are constantly making the Shopify and Amazon course better. Why is it a lot easier to start on Amazon than Shopify? It's not a lot easier. I would just say it's easier for me. And why it's easier for me is because I am not the most creative person. I am better analytically. We're all different, right? So my skills are, I guess being more analytical and looking at the numbers and like that. And I think Amazon, it's just, I don't have to worry about the creativity as much because the only creative aspects of it are the pictures, the product description. Like there's not much that requires a lot of creativity, but on Shopify, you need pictures. You need to create a beautiful website. You need to run amazing ads. So the only reason I didn't get into Amazon is mainly because of upfront cost. The truth is that if you're making sales with your brand, you will need to have access to money, whether that's through a line of credit. If you don't have a lot of savings, and I mean if you don't have like thousands of dollars, like you're gonna need access for money because even if you start a successful store, you're gonna need to reinvest in your inventory. You need to reinvest in your ads, and so yeah. I've started reading Rich Dad Poor Dad because you spoke highly about it. It has inspired me so much to change my life around. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that, and I'm happy that you're really enjoying that book. Actually, mini announcement. I am planning on writing my book, and I'm planning on writing it really aggressively. I mean like really focusing on writing because right now I'm doing other things. But at the end of this year, probably November, December, January, I'm going to be writing my book. So hopefully we can get that out by like springtime 2022, and it's going to be all about my journey and all about succeeding with e-commerce and basically becoming a millionaire. You becoming a millionaire, I've already done that. But you becoming a millionaire, showing you how to like basically start a successful online business, and also the most important wealth principles that I've learned myself in my own career, in my own journey. All of that is coming in my book. I'm super excited for that. So you guys will be able to get that. It's going to be on Amazon. So very excited. How much time a day do you think you should spend reading books? I don't have a particular time. I really just do it when I feel like it. Don't be so rigid with your schedule. If you're really rigid with your schedule, you'll find that you're going to start hating the work. And if you hate the work, you're not going to be able to do it. So I've learned, don't be so rigid with the schedule. If you've worked for like 4 hours and you just feel like chilling out, just chill. You want to take a nap? I'm a big fan of daily power naps. And a lot of people might be like, well, yo, if you're sleeping 8 hours a day, why do you need a nap? For me, it's a habit that I picked up when I was in school, actually, when I was in university, even in high school. And, for me, it's awesome because between like when I wake up, so today I woke up at 7, like between 7 and right about now, actually, if I wasn't on this live, like if I'm talking and this is almost like socializing for me because I'm like talking to you guys, but if I wasn't talking and if I wasn't socializing, like right now, I would actually probably by about 3 o'clock, I would hit like a slump in my energy, just because I think like your brain starts to get tired from looking at a screen and the caffeine wears off because I'm a big fan of coffee. I drink coffee in the morning. So I just go and I take a nap at about like 2 or 3 o'clock, sometimes 4, 26 minutes. Why is it 26? Because NASA apparently found that 26 minutes is the perfect amount of time for a nap. And yeah, and it's amazing when I just do that, and it really like helps me. And obviously when I wake up, I don't feel like amazing right away. I go and I make another coffee, like my second coffee of the day, and then I'm good. So, and I feel much better than before. Like it's like a reset. So the nap for me is like a reset. And I don't do it every day. I just do it when I feel like it. So go with the flow, but you need to focus. You need to make sure when you're working that there's no distractions. You're not checking TikTok or whatever people do nowadays, because I don't use TikTok. I have it on my phone, but I don't know. I just don't use that. How long does it take on average to find a product for Amazon? Well, keep the questions to Shopify, but because you asked, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, not more than that. Depends. Do you plan on finishing the How to Make Your First Million course? Yes, but as you noticed, if you heard before, if you didn't, if you heard on this live, all the things that I'm doing, really focused on the business aspect of my life right now, and the How to Make Your First Million. It's great. It's like it's also the business aspect, but it's more of like extra because I'm inspiring you guys, right? And I love doing that. Like I think I really, really love. It's really fulfilling to just like share wealth principles and share success principles and really give people a roadmap. Because when I started, the only thought that was spinning in my mind all the time was, wow, there is no roadmap. I don't know how to start. I'm stuck right now. I'm working this shitty 9-to-5 job that I absolutely hate. Like, I hate going there. Why am I doing this? I live in a free country, right? I don't live in some communist thing. Like, I don't live in North Korea. Like, if you do, it sucks. Like, you should try to get out. But I'm saying, like, you live in a free country. Like, I live in a free country. This is what I thought. I was 21. I live in a free country. Why am I wasting my life going to a job just because what? What do I actually want to do? I want to travel. I want to make money on my own terms. Everybody wants that. Yeah, so what? So what? I want it, and I'm going to get it, and I got it. That's the attitude you have to have. If you have this attitude, like, oh, like, yeah, I want freedom, but like, and then you have your parents telling you, oh, it's too good to be true. Like, believe me, I heard the whole thing. I heard it all. Right? And not just from parents, just from everybody. You have to understand, like, I find that with older people in their 40s and 50s and 60s, boomers as we call them, they don't know. They're stuck. A lot of them are stuck in the old times. They're stuck in the old times. They still think that 9-to-5 is the best way of going and going about life, even though they completely don't realize the fact that salaries haven't kept up with prices. Salaries are literally the same as they were in the 1980s and 90s, ever since that massive inflation spike in the 80s. Like, salaries are almost the same. They've gone up so little, but the price of housing has gone up drastically just in the past year. The price of food has gone up drastically. You can't buy anything for 5 cents anymore. Like, it's not the 1970s, right? Salaries are the same. Like, the wealth gap right now only exists, and I'm saying this right now on the record, the wealth gap only exists, like, by wealth gap I mean the amount of people that are like really struggling and living paycheck to paycheck compared to like the amount of rich people. The wealth gap only exists because the 99% of people, they trust this dumbass script and they think that it's going to give them the life that they want, not realizing even the mathematical part of it, like, salaries haven't gone up. The world is a different place today. Right? And in the 80s, for our parents, right, in the 80s, and especially those that grew up in Canada and the States, in the 80s, yeah, maybe you go and you could go to school, go to like a prestigious school and graduate school and then pay off your student loan, or even graduate without a student loan, and then climb up the corporate ladder and do that for 40 years and have a nice retirement. Yes, but guess what? Every single recession, literally right now, interest rates are 1%. So everybody who has been saving up money for retirement, they can't even live off their retirement anymore because savings are just being wiped out with inflation, right? And I'm not going to get too economical here. I'm just saying that, again, mindset is a big part of this, and don't trust just like, if you have someone in their 40s or 50s or 60s, maybe your parents or whatever it is, and they're telling you this is all too good to be true, this is all BS, go to work. Believe me, I know that, been there. You just say, okay, and you go and you do your thing and you work on your business. And believe me, people that are stuck in their old ways, they're stuck. There's not even a point in persuading them. And one big thing as well is, what I was going to say, yeah, there's a quote. It's really funny, actually. There's no point in trying to teach a pig to dance. It's not going to be able to, and all you're going to do is piss off the pig, right? So there you go. Back in the 70s, 80s, an average worker could afford a nice sports car like a Mustang, but not anymore because, as you said, salaries haven't risen according with the cost of living. Exactly. Salaries haven't risen with the cost of living. Like, I'll give you examples in Canada here. In any city that a person would want to live in, I'm not talking about, like, no offense, Winnipeg, but Winnipeg. I've been there, and it's just, like, not the good Greek food, though. Very good Greek food. I mean, what do we tell millennials? What do we tell people my age, 25 years old, who are still literally living in their mom's basements, and they have no other way out. They have no other way out because they're in competition with so many other millennials. It's just nuts. It's nuts. And it's like either you get with the times or you live in the past. And guess what happens? Those who live in the past, they end up dying with their old beliefs and their old ways of thinking, and the new generation takes their place. Kevin, you keep asking me, why'd you leave Vancouver? I just didn't like it that much. I like the States. Right now I'm in Canada. I'm just visiting family, just for a bit here, but I'm going to be in the States here back soon. I've always loved the States. I've always loved the United States, and even with its problems, it's not a perfect country, as we know. I've done a lot of traveling, and I can tell you that there is no such thing as a perfect country. Every country has pros and cons. So you just got to find the country that works best for you and the place in the country. Like the States is a lot of nice places. If you want snow, you have the East Coast, you have Colorado, you have Montana. If you want the sun, you have Arizona, which is my spot. If you want the beach, you have Florida. How is Arizona? Arizona's fantastic, and that's an understatement. That's where I'm going to build my life. Like, I'm building my life in the States, It's been a journey, but I'm excited. Dan, after Rich Dad Poor Dad, what book do you suggest I read? I'm 19, I have no clue where to go in my life. I'm going to try my best with e-commerce now, but I'm still not sure where to go. Well, you should read that book, and then you should get an Ecom Freedom, and then all your problems will be taken care of, because you'll have a direction, you'll know what to do, instead of running around like a chicken with your head cut off, watching YouTube videos, trying to figure out where to start. Honestly, the truth. Like, tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Dan, will you continue How to Make Your First Million course? Yes, I will. Guys, I have so much work with e-commerce, like with growing our companies. And the How to Make Your First Million course, it's great, but it's just a side thing. I don't make any money from it. Like, okay, YouTube ads. But YouTube ads, like, I don't know where that money goes, honestly. I don't know. I think, yes, it goes into one of my accounts, but it's not a main source of income at all. I do it because I enjoy it. And I prioritize things that need to get done first in business, and then I do the things that I enjoy. So, yes, I will continue the How to Make Your First Million course. It's a lifelong work. It's a lifelong work of mine. I'm really excited because I think that will grow maybe into 50, 60 episodes by the end of, in the next 10 years. So super excited about that. But, right now, I'm not going to do it, but in maybe sometime in the next 6 months, I'm going to film another 10 episodes, release that, and, kind of chip away at it. How do you invest with your profits? Right now, I'm reinvesting everything into our own business, into our own businesses, and growing e-commerce brands, growing Ecom Freedom. There's no investment in the world. Like, I own some stuff, yes. Like, I own some assets, but most of my money gets reinvested. So, well, we're reaching the hour mark here. I just wanted to say, Ecom Freedom, 7-day free trial for Amazon below. There's not a free trial for Shopify. Like, we might have one in the future, probably. But anyway, if you want to join today, it's the best decision you'll make. You'll get access to all the future updates. You'll get access to world-class mentorship from people who actually learned from me and built million-dollar businesses. So it's all there. It's all there. I'm happy that I get to do this for a living. I'm grateful that I'm on here with you guys. I'm grateful that all of you guys have been watching me. And hey, Angelica, how you doing? So yeah, just very happy in my life. So a lot of things coming. I'm excited to share everything with you. You know, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, because you'll always see my day-to-day life on there. I post it on my stories. I'm always traveling and really pushing, like, what's the saying? Like really pushing, like I guess like pedal to the metal. Like I'm really pushing it in my life, and I'm not wasting a single day. So anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you, and yeah, I hope that you guys take my advice, and you really bet on yourself instead of not betting on everybody else but yourself. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself, guys. Be great. Thank you so much. I know, of course. I'll see you guys next week, Saturday, 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern time. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube. Don't go. I have work to do, Daniela. I gotta work on Shopify. I gotta work on e-commerce brands. Got a lot of stuff to do. I gotta go. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Peace out. Goodbye.